Whenever I begin doing any design work, the first thing that I like to do is research. And this allows me to go out there and see what is working for people and what's not working for people and help get the creative juices flowing of how I might want to lay out some of this information on my own web design mockup. So I brought up the Smart Passive Income site, and this is owned by Pat Flynn, and he likes to be the face behind this company, so you often see a lot of pictures and images of him on the site. And if you go to this website, the first thing you're going to see is a very giant picture of him, and that just helps reinforce his personal brand. But I went ahead and I scrolled down to the bottom, and we're going to look at the bottom half of his site so that we can kind of pick apart what he's done here and give you some ideas of some different things that you can do. So at the very top, the first thing that you're going to see is a menu bar, and I'm just going to do some basic highlighting here. This is going to be a little crude, but it'll help give you an idea of what's going on. So we have this menu bar at the top that I've highlighted in a red, and that menu bar is broken up into three sections. The first thing that we have is the logo, and then we have the links for the site, which is very common in all websites. Excuse me. And then the next thing that you're going to see is his income reports. This is something he's been doing for a long time, and that's just showing how much money he's made over the years. But basically, this menu bar stays whenever we scroll up and down the website. So one thing is you're always seeing this logo, and that's kind of helping reinforce the brand. And then we always have these links, so you can go and click on any of these links. No matter where you're at in the website, you can always move away from this page onto another page. Now the next section that you're going to notice is we have this big fading white to blue background going on, and this all feels like one kind of big section because of the common background that it's sharing, even though we have different things happening here. Now this is all content of his site, so we have some posts at the top, some affiliate resources that he has, and then his lead magnets, and we'll go ahead and take a look at all these right now. But at the top of this background image, it is broken up into two halves. So we have this big half at the top, and then that is broken into two more halves here. So these are his posts, and these can be blog posts, YouTube posts, or podcasts that he's actually put out. And he's got three nice, very even images here, giving it a very nice, readable look and very easy to see, with a little bit of padding on left and right. Now you'll see this padding all the way down the side of the page because you never want to put anything completely over because it could get cut off. Now he did put his income reports all the way over, so that could get chopped off, but maybe he's not so concerned about that. And today with responsive website designs, it's not such a big factor, but it is nice to have a little bit of padding on the left and right. So we have these three posts and nice and even layout going on here. And then below that, we have this trusted resources section. So this is broken up again into three more images. We have this left side and this right side, and then we have these three buttons that you can click on. Now you'll notice that he didn't put the three buttons in line with the three at the top. So that was a pretty smart move, because what it does is it helps break up the page a little bit. So if he would have just stuck those three buttons below these three buttons, it would look a little bland and boring. So he's got these three posts, and then he offsets these three with a title and subtitle, and you actually begin to read the page that way. You see the three posts, and then you read this title, and then you might look at these three buttons that he wants you to click on. Now below that, we have the lead magnets section, and this is broken up into a top and bottom section. And actually, if you look at this web page live, this is an image that scrolls in and out. So this changes. You'll see different lead magnets pop up depending on which one he's showing you. So on this top half, we have the image of the ebook that he's giving away, and then we have another title, subtitle, with a button to click on. So he's broken that up nice, easy to read, and allows you to see that button nice and bold so that you can click on that. Then we have the bottom section, which are the four products that he's trying to get you to enroll in, these four lead magnets. And Now he could use 4 for a couple different reasons. One, that's because that's how many products he has, but also putting 4 instead of 3 this time also helps break up the page a little more. So you're starting to see how this page is laid out, and you just kind of read down the page this way, and that's kind of what you want to do when you're designing your website. You want to make it easy for people to read this, sort of like a book, where their eyes just slowly follow along the page and isn't jumping all over the place. So now we've got 4 images, and it helps just break it up a little more. And like I said, each one of these it goes in and out of the above image right here. Now below that feels like a different section because it's not using that same white and blue fading background. And that's because now he's talking about his community, which is a little different. It's not products or content that he's selling. He's trying to build a community. And I believe this is a Facebook group that you can join. And on the left-hand side, we see a picture of him. So it reinforces that brand and his trustworthiness. And then on the right-hand side, we just see a very basic title and a button with a lot of white space. So it's very easy to see and to click on if that's something that you want to be a part of. Then below that, we have a bottom menu button. This is just to add some more buttons at the bottom so that when you get to the end of the page, you may click on one of these links to continue on with the page. If these weren't here, you may read all this stuff, your eyes follow down the page, but then you may just leave the page or not click on any of this stuff because it wasn't appealing to you. By having these buttons at the bottom here, when your eyes go down the page, you may say, okay, what do I do now? Oh, I can click on his blog, I can learn more about him, or there's a start here button. Maybe I want to click on that and see where that takes me. So very smart to put buttons at the bottom of your page so that when people get to the end of any of your content, they can continue on with your site and try not to leave your site. Then at the bottom, we have our basic footer information. So you're going to see on the left-hand side terms of service and different information that you can find out about the site and the blog and the company. And then on the right-hand side, you're going to see some social media icons. So you may want to go click on, the Twitter page and go follow him there. So this is a very basic way of going in and seeing how a page is laid out. And like I said, this is very crude. I mean, I was just kind of highlighting fast here, but I can easily see how he's laid out this website, how it's got this nice uniformity going into it, and just provides an easy way for the viewer to go through and see this information and read it. And it also gives you an idea of some things that you may want to do within your own website when you begin creating your own web design mockup.